Hello.
ഹലോ ഹലോ ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, അതിലുണ്ടല്ലോ, നിനക്ക് ഓഡിയോ ലൈൻ കിട്ടുക ഇപ്പോൾ. ഹലോ ഹലോ
Hello.
ഹലോ 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 ഹലോ
Hello. Hello.
ഹലോ 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 ക്യാമറ വാങ്ങിച്ച പിന്നെ നമ്മളവിടെ ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിന് സെറ്റ് ചെയ്തല്ലേ. ഹലോ 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 പോകുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ ഇവിടുന്ന്. ഹലോ 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 ഇതിനകത്ത് കണക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടോ? അത് പോയതാണ്.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Albert Einstein once said, everybody's a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today on trial we have modern day schooling. Glad you could come. Not only does he make fish climb trees, but also makes them climb down and do a 10-mile run. Tell me, school, are you proud of the things you've done? Turning millions of people into robots, do you find that fun? Do you realize how many kids relate to that fish swimming upstream in class, never finding their gifts, thinking they are stupid, believing they are useless? Well, the time has come, no more excuses. I call school to the stand and accuse him of killing creativity, individuality, and being intellectually abusive. He's an ancient institution that has outlived his usage. So, Your Honor, this concludes my opening statement, and if I may present the evidence of my case, I will prove it.
Proceed.
Exhibit A. Here's a modern-day phone. Recognize it? Here's a phone from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Stay with me. Here's a car from today, and here's a car from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Well, get this. Here's a classroom of today, and here's a class we used 150 years ago. Now, ain't that a shame? In literally more than a century, nothing has changed. Yet you claim to prepare students for the future? But with evidence like that, I must ask, do you prepare students for the future or the past? I did a background check on you and let the record show that you were made to train people to work in factories, which explains why you put students in straight rows, nice and neat, tell them sit still, raise your hand if you want to speak, give them a short break to eat, and for 8 hours a day tell them what to think. Oh, and make them compete to get an A, a letter which determines product quality, hence grade A of meat. I get it. Back then, times were different. We all have a past. I myself am no Gandhi. But today, we don't need to make robot zombies. The world has progressed. And now we need people who think creatively, innovatively, critically, independently, with the ability to connect. See, every scientist will tell you that no two brains are the same. And every parent with 2 or more children will confirm that claim. So please explain why you treat students like cookie-cutter frames or snapback hats, giving them this one-size-fits-all crap.
Watch your language.
Sorry, Your Honor, but if a doctor prescribed the exact same medicine to all of his patients, the results will be tragic. So many people would get sick, yet when it comes to school, this is exactly what happens, this educational malpractice, where one teacher stands in front of 20 kids, each one having different strengths, different needs, different gifts, different dreams, and you teach the same thing the same way? That's horrific. Ladies and gentlemen, the defendant should not be acquitted. This may be one of the worst criminal offenses ever to be committed. And let's mention the way you treat your employees. Objection.
Overruled. I want to hear this.
It's a shame. I mean, teachers have the most important job on the planet, yet they're underpaid? No wonder so many students are short-changed. Let's be honest. Teachers should earn just as much as doctors, because a doctor can do heart surgery and save the life of a kid. But a great teacher can reach the heart of that kid and allow him to truly live. See, teachers are heroes that often get blamed, but they're not the problem. They work in a system without many options or rights. Curriculums are created by policymakers, most of which have never taught a day in their life. Just obsessed with standardized tests. They think bubbling in a multiple choice question will determine success. That's outlandish. In fact, these tests are too cruel to be used and should be abandoned, but don't take my word for it. Take Frederick J. Kelly, the man who invented standardized testing, who said, and I quote, "These tests are too cruel to be used and should be abandoned." Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if we continue down this road, the results will be lethal. I don't have much faith in school, but I do have faith in people. And if we can customize healthcare, cars, and Facebook pages, then it is our duty to do the same for education, to upgrade and change and do away with school spirit, because that's useless. Unless we're working to bring the spirit out of each and every student, that should be our task. No more Common Core. Instead, let's reach the core of every heart in every class. Sure, math is important, but no more than art or dance. Let's give every gift an equal chance. I know this sounds like a dream, but countries like Finland are doing impressive things. They have shorter school days. Teachers make a decent wage. Homework is non-existent, and they focus on collaboration instead of competition. But here's the kicker, boys and girls. Their educational system, outperforms every other country in the world. Other places like Singapore are succeeding rapidly. Schools like Montessori, programs like Khan Academy, there is no single solution. But let's get moving, because while students may be 20% of our population, they are 100% of our future. So let's attend to their dreams, and there's no telling what we can achieve. This is a world in which I believe, a world where fish are no longer forced to climb trees. I rest my case.
That was an incredible video. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Indiewood Educational Excellence Awards 2017 Kerala Chapter, sponsored by Aries Interiors and Aries International Maritime Research Institute, supported by Aries Estrado. I am Nisha Joseph, MC of the event. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all of you present here for the Indiewood Educational Excellence Awards. Thank you for being a part of this ceremony. We wish you a great evening today. Indiewood Educational Excellence Awards is an initiative of Project Indiewood, a $10 million project initiated by an upcoming consortium of 2,000 corporates and multimillionaires. As you know, education forms the basic socio-economic framework of our society. It helps us to cope with the difficulties we encounter and mitigate challenges in our lives. To illustrate more on the importance of education, let's have a small video presentation. And here we go.
Survival of the fittest is the basic principle of the existence of life. In a competitive world, the efficient ones will rule the inefficient ones to decide the destiny of their nations. The future of every nation depends on its human resource efficiency, which is decided by the country's education system. Education is not just about studying and getting good marks, but about imbibing knowledge, skills, values, and beliefs. With the advent of technological innovation, there is no arguing that over the years, learning has changed, and so have the ways of evaluation and measurement of people's achievements. With access to extensive amount of information, learning is at much quicker rate, and students get the chance to develop their own learning style. The use of blackboards, whiteboards, and chalk have been replaced with smartboards, LCD projectors, video streaming, theaters and document scanners, and options like flexible learning, podcasts, web chats, and online learning, which has opened education options to people from a range of educational backgrounds and careers. However, basically, education is the transformation of a student to a professional of his choice and talent who knows the practical application of the theory he learned from a book or a teacher for the development of the society. Due to various drain holes in the system, the process fails to serve its purpose, and most of the trained students become ignorant, inefficient, and dissatisfied ones whose talent never matches with their careers. When the academy graduates fail to meet the industry requirements, it becomes the biggest drain hole for the employers to lose their money and reputation. To plug these drain holes, we need to have born trainers, easy learning content, focused classrooms, reduced mental strain, efficient evaluation systems, and industry-supported career guidance cells. AIMRE, the Research and Development Wing of Aries Group, was formed in 2012 with a vision to bridge the gap between the industry and the education sector by introducing the efficiency management system in both the fields. Utilizing the digital revolution that happened in audio-visual fields, acoustically designed classrooms with high-definition projection and surround systems were introduced. To develop a trainer-less training system, gifted trainers with the best presentation skills were called in to take classes in front of multiple cameras for one time. Digital animation and 3D content generation studios were set up to enhance content quality for better and easy understanding. Digital monitoring to ensure a 100% attendance and a minimum 70% score for all students successfully got introduced. FSM and time software was introduced to have the efficiency management system in place, where the student will be competing with himself on a daily basis for making his today better than yesterday. Training time drastically got reduced by 80%, and more effectively, more than 200 professionals got trained and placed in the industry on a trial basis. They all started working independently from the first day onward in the industry without making mistakes out of ignorance and inexperience. Understanding the effectiveness of the trainer-less training system using multiple audio tracks for providing training in mother tongue, the Dubai government signed a 5-year 111 million dirham contract with AIMRI to develop a system to train 20,000 professionals in around 400 courses. We believe that the education system in our country shall continue to flourish in the coming years as well, providing the students with opportunity to realize their full potential and enabling them to be active members of their own learning community. Our vision is to standardize the Indian education system to have the same level of classroom, syllabus content, practical outlook, and efficient evaluation system even in our villages, which can be exported to the whole world in future. Indiewood Education Excellence Awards salutes all those organizations and individuals who have changed with the passing time to imbibe new technology and create skillful and resourceful individuals who can contribute for the betterment of the world we live in. It's a first of its kind initiative being organized to recognize and facilitate the efforts made by schools, educators and administrators to impart quality education under multiple categories from across the country. It celebrates the achievements of professionals and organizations who offer consistent and significant contribution and whose uniqueness and innovation have inspired the field of education in India. Indiewood Education Excellence Award is being organized as a part of the project Indiewood, a revolutionary $10 billion project initiated by a consortium of 2,000 Indian corporates and billionaires to elevate the Indian film industry to be at par or above peers in the next 5 years. Since visual media has to play a major role in the transformation of our education system, Indiewood shall join hands in this noble voyage by converting theatres and home theatres as tuition theatres, studios for content generation, and celebrities as content presenters. Indiewood Talent Clubs shall be initiated in all schools and colleges to promote Indiewood Talent Hunt. World is changing. To make India a developed country in near future, we need to change the system. And to make the system change, we need to bring the change in ourselves. Take this as an opportunity to dream. Join hands with Indiewood. Let's dream together. Future begins here.
Trust you all like this video and our project Indiewood too. Now, let's start the event by inviting on stage Mr. Sohan Roy, Founder Director, Indiewood Film Carnival. Mr. Sohan Roy is an accomplished performance-driven professional and a proven leader who has been credited with pioneering innovations in movie, media, maritime and medical industry. His first directorial Hollywood venture, Dam 999, was thought-provoking movie on dams and its effects on human life. The movie was well appreciated and found its place in national and international film circuits. The movie also garnered 5 Oscar selections in 3 categories, including Best Picture, Best Original Score, and Best Original Song. Sir, I request you to kindly address our audience and thereby announce officially the inauguration of our Indiewood Educational Excellence Awards 2017 Kerala chapter. So please welcome.
Good evening. I'm so glad to see the most famous 25 brands from the education sector right in front of me. I think this is a real recognition for Indiewood. Unless and until you are not convinced, you won't be here. Thank you very much. In fact, you must be thinking, what is my role in education? I am from a teacher's family. Both my parents, they were Sanskrit teachers. My sister was a Malayalam teacher. My brother is a professor also. He is a naval architecture field. He is a professor. He is in the Cochin University. Lot of teachers in my family. But destiny brought me to the industry. But still, I believe giving knowledge to someone is the greatest thing you can do in your life. Today, we are here to acknowledge the greatest contributions done by the major educational brands to the society. In fact, this award, you should take it as a real honor, because nobody is going to buy this award. This is a real recognition. We have identified your names through several sources. After getting multiple recommendations, we have taken your name. So, you should consider it as the best award. I think I need to tell a story about myself. When I was a student at the age of 10, I was in the 5th standard. I did my first directorial thing. I directed a drama. Then onwards, every year I used to do that one. I was into that passion. But my parents never told me that I should choose that profession. When I reached the age of around 15, when I was in the 10th standard, I was the best poet in my district actually. But none of my teachers told me I should take Malayalam as my subject for the higher education. In the university, I was the university first in the cartoons. None of my teachers there also told me I should choose some animation field or something, or cartoon field, something. They did not tell me. Ultimately, I was forced to become a naval architect because my brother was a naval architect. Those days, either I should become a doctor or an engineer. But after my engineering, I thought it's too late. I need to go back to my dream. I took a break. Almost 6 months, I tried to enter into the film industry, but it was too late. In fact, I was chasing director Kamal regularly, and at last he said, okay, come and join. But that day, I could not join on right time. Myself and actor Dilip, both were late for joining the movie. It's called Vishnu Logam in Palakkad. So he told me join for the next movie. But that time, the pressure was heavy from my family. I had to leave my dream. I had to go back to my profession. Years went by. Almost 16 years I had to serve in my industry to go after my dream again. That was DAM 999. I know that there are so many people in our society. I'm not the only person like this. Thousands and thousands of really passionate people. They never get a right guidance at the right time. And destiny takes us to the wrong place where you cannot give 100% dedication or satisfaction to the profession or to the job what you are getting from the industry. Just imagine you land up in a place where your dream, your passion and your experience, everything merge to one point. That is the best way of enjoying the life, best way of leading the life. Our education system should be like that. 25 years back, when I went to the Middle East, Dubai was just a developing nation. Today, it is right in front of my eyes. I saw a country developing like anything. To become one of the leading developed countries. Why we cannot become like that? I was in a place, a developed country like Kuwait recently. I was there addressing the 12th standard students. I asked the students, how many of you have designed your career? Not even a single student could raise their arm. It was an Indian syllabus following school. We need to change. Because I know my children, they were into some other education system. In their school, every student, they have clear-cut vision, where to go, what to do. I never took a single training session for my children in my life because strict instruction from the school, don't try to spoil your children by giving unwanted guidance. They became self-sufficient. So what I'm telling is, all these things happened right in front of my eyes. Later I thought, why can't we do something towards this one? So that's why the AIMRI was created. We developed almost 200 engineers in that scheme. So when Project Indiewood was designed, we realized that Indian film industry is the only thing can integrate the entire country without any caste or money barriers. If the day Indian cinema die, the integrated structure of India will be lost. So the survival of the film industry should be the dream, should be the duty of every Indian. But our industry is dying. Day by day our theatres are closing down. We are moving away from the cinema. We need to revive it. India is holding 40% of the world market share in theatre admissions and number of movies being produced. But we are nowhere near to Hollywood in terms of the technology or revenue. Even in India, the Bollywood and the second biggest, we can say the viewership or something, or the language or a sector of people, if you take, it's a Bhojpuri community. It covers UP, Bihar and other things. If you take a Bhojpuri movie, it is at least 30 years gap between Bollywood and Bhojpuri. It should not happen. No separation between Bollywood, Tollywood, Hollywood, Sandalwood. We should have only one wood, that is Indiewood. But to make this Indiewood happen, we need money, we need technology, we need the industry support, and we need the talent. Through the consortium, we are generating the 70,000 crore required for the integration. That is smoothly going. To start with the technology, we can buy with that money. Later, we need to develop ourselves. Industry already joined hands with this project. Now, what we need is the talent. As long as we are not developing that right talent, this project will not work out. Where are these talents? Talents, it is in your hands. In every school, hundreds of talents lying. There are a couple of people in your school we really require for the film industry. we need to identify. So we have developed a system. We are going to start the Interwood talent clubs in every school. We need your support for that. We are starting it to identify the talents what we require for the film industry. But the same process will make sure the destiny of the child is properly designed, the career is designed, he is well placed, not only for the film industry. Today, after we have a couple of discussions and other things, you will come to know about our real vision. Be the brand ambassadors of this project. Through you, this message should be conveyed to the world. That's why we have selected the best brands in each sector. If you follow the system, the world will follow you. India should change, but that change, let us start from our home. Let us start from our state. In future, as per this project, every theatre in India, we are going to start almost 10,000 new screens all over the India in 4K. Thousands of other theatres in the villages we are starting under CSR schemes. All these theatres will be providing at least 4 to 5 hours daily to work as tuition theatres. We have already made samples. Also, in every home, we already made a network with the architect communities. In future, at least from the premium level flats and homes, we are starting the home theatre concept from low cost to high cost. Today, where you are sitting is the basic classroom actually. No acoustics here. Whatever sound you are hearing is a bounce sound. If you are playing a soundtrack with 100 tracks, maybe you will listen only 10 tracks. Rest everything will get deleted because of the sound bouncing. We have developed a sample classroom which you can, during the break, there is a demonstration which we made for this kind of education system. Fully acoustic, 7.1 audio surround system, where you don't need a trainer at all. Because only 2% of the people in the world, or the teachers in the world, are born to be teachers. Rest all became, the destiny made them the teachers. But for our system, we need those 2 teachers. We are going to capture the talent using 2 or 3 cameras, adding animations, visual effects and other things. Whatever the student requires, that only we will deliver. You must be wondering why even in the cinemas when we are showing a smoking or something or drinking scene, it is written it's injurious to health. But at the same time, many things, censorship is required for the cinemas, but which is not really mandatory for televisions. Your brain is like a computer. There is a read-only memory and random access memory. In a computer, whatever you see, maybe after a couple of sleeps, you will forget. But once you watch something in the theater, it goes to your brain. That's why a movie you watched 25 years back, if I ask you the story of Titanic, you will say today. You ask any student, the worst student in your class, he will tell you the story. Just imagine our entire concept is delivered to the child in that format, in that classroom. We can provide the IAM training in that Padi regions, in the remote villages. Same classroom, same content, the best trainers. And the latest research says that if you are delivering a visual product in the 60 frames and you are projecting, you are shooting it in the 60 frames and you are delivering it in the 60 frames, your brain will catch it like a magnet. We need to change. We need to understand the technology. We are there. Interwood is there. The AIMRI, which has developed the system, it is there. We have developed the softwares. We will give you a free demonstration for all these things. We will come and install it for you. Just make use of it. If you use it, I am 100% sure that your sector will follow it automatically. So take it as an opportunity. Take it as a duty. Because India should change. India is our country. At least before we die, we should see India as a developed country. That change will happen only if we can change from the beginning, from the children. And children, it's in your hands. We are there to help you, but you should take the lead. Let us join hands. Let us start together. Let us make this voyage together. Thank you very much. And let me officially declare this as inaugurated. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. There is a small request. Actually, KL7C3400 Benz and another car, KL01B4443 Mahindra XUV, has made a small block. If you can pass the keys, car keys, we can move it from there. Please cooperate. Yeah, I'll repeat it. KL7C3400 Benz. So you got both. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite our special invitee, Dr. P.V. Shashikumar, on stage. He is the professor and head of KM Institute of Marine Engineering and a representative of Indiewood Education Awards jury. Sir, I request you to kindly join us on stage and address the gathering.
Respected all dignitaries, just in front of me, very senior people from the film industry also. Extremely happy to be amongst you today evening so that I could be one of you in this grand occasion. You have heard from the very beginning one film. It is a court case only. Finally, the rest in peace, the advocate is asking. It's a beautiful film actually. So you have seen, as Mr. Sohan Rai has already explained to you, a movie or a media, these type of things are very good. It really goes into your mind. After that, you've also seen another movie, The Effect of Media, what media can place or can do wonders in this educational field. I am a professor in the teaching field so many years now, Cochin University. I'm also teaching in Maritime University also, because being a marine engineer basically, and also teaching law, because I am also a law professional, teaching law also. So in all these places we have seen what we have learned when, as he was telling, in the schools, classboards were there, chalks were there. That time that was supposed to be very good, but now time is changing, because telecommunication also we have seen the old phones and new all iPhones and everything are available now. Everything is there, everything is used. Earlier days, even Cochin University also we have seen students, we tell them, do not bring mobiles into your class, do not bring iPad and computer and laptop, etc. But now time is changed. These are all used for teaching methodologies also now. Even when I am teaching now, what I have learned, the way I have learned, it's just impossible. You cannot. Nobody will like it now. Things are changed because generation has changed. New generation has come. They are forcing us to change our way of teaching. If we don't want to change, they will force us to change. And that time has come now. So media is playing a very important role in the field of education. You have seen the typical examples you have seen also. If you give in your, whether it is a law subject, technical subject, whatever be the subject you are teaching, if you are introducing the media, audiovisual education type of education, it really goes into the mind of the students definitely. We have already started using it. When we were students, of course, these were not available. Now, along with the media, next is technology. Technology is very fast developing. All of you are aware of that. Whether it is telephone, communication industry, any industry you take it up, technology is very fast. So technology when developing, integrating with media and other normal thing also. Now people say, the olden days we were using chalkboards and all that. Now some say we have got a smart classrooms. Many schools are claiming that we have classrooms, smart classroom. Cochin University also, educational people, they say NAC body, accreditation body, when they come, Have you got a smart classroom? Yes, we have whiteboard is there. We have a computer here. We have everything. But is that a smart classroom? You have, again, it is teacher eccentric only. Teacher is there, one person is again, of course, he is using these sophisticated things. That is not a sharing type of thing. Now, students falls in a different way. They can be caught only when you have all these things. As he was rightly telling, many of us, when we were all studying as students in schools or colleges, we were forced to take some subjects, etc. Now, it's not that. Lot of things are there now. Lot of chances are there, opportunities are there for our children, need not specify, but medias are all helping them to develop their technology, their knowledge and everything. Whatever you study now, you have to excel in that. That is what you were telling. Until you excel in that subject, whether it is chemistry, physics or language or technology, law, any subject for that matter, unless you excel in that, very difficult to take it as a profession in that field. So technology, when it is coming up, you have to integrate with other medias of education, etc. Proper integration, if it is not done, this will not be again a useful thing. Many integration possibility. Let me just take out somewhere I had read actually. Seamless integration is when students are not only using technology daily, but have access to a variety of tools that match the task of hand and provide them, task at hand and provide them the opportunity to build a deeper understanding of the content. But how we define the technology integration can also depend upon the kinds of technology available, how much access one has to the technology, and who is using the technology. For instance, that is what interactive board I was telling. If it is not, it's both type usage from the student side and the teacher side, that will become a useless. And the teacher side also again, willing to embrace the change is also a major requirement actually. Teachers also have to change. If you want to have a quality education to be imparted, the mind setup of the teacher also has to be changed. The old techniques will not go good now. Quality education is the most important thing. Whatever be the type of subjects you are learning, if there is so many engineering colleges are, only very few colleges are coming out very nicely, students are getting employment. Same way marine also, we have got lot of more than 130 marine engineering colleges, but only some colleges only bringing out good people, like even engineering, IIT, NITs, other private engineering college. Those who can get quality products out, the people only will be absorbed actually, whether it is a school, college or a technical field, wherever it is. So quality plays a very important role. For that, this type of educational system will definitely improve. Teachers are also properly qualified. Not only qualification alone will not do nowadays, the technical degree or what will not be sufficient. The skills have to be improved, whether even if you are an engineering graduate, that was also told. You have got a BTech degree, but you are not employable. You don't have the skill to use directly the day one onwards. If you want to use him, you don't have the skill. You have got a degree, BTech in civil engineering, BTech in mechanical engineering or marine engineering, whatever you that. Then where do we get the skill? We have to get from the college only, the educational institutions or people. Now many central government also is taking a lot of initiative. You have seen skill development. Kerala government also, like when Shibu was there, Shibu John was the minister, a lot of interest. But that was all a different type of thing. And this angle is entirely different with the help of media, studio, all these things. What we can get 10 times or more than that, definitely I can say multiplication of that. Because it definitely goes into that. He was simply giving an example also, one old film, Titanic or any other film we remember. But when we take the class, unless the teacher is good or not, if it is not efficiently delivered the class, you may forget the subject examination, you may pass, but you may not be useful for any other purpose. So various ways of skill development, and this is definitely media and technique, this integration of technology is something really great, which will be. There are various other ways also, but this is definitely one. It is sometimes difficult to describe how technology can impact learning, because the term technology integration is such a broad umbrella that covers so many varied tools and practices. There are many ways technology can become an integral part of the learning process. Just a few of these ways are, I'm just telling, online learning and blended classrooms with project-based activities, which you was telling about the project. Many people do not know. It should be project-based from the initiative from the student, and we should help them in getting it solved. And then the various projects again infused with technology from start to the finish. So media and technology will definitely integrate with that. Game-based learning or simulators. Simulators are used nowadays many times, like this film industry media. Simulators are also used for improving the skills development. Now, other laptops and other things which we have seen, we are all using. Even a day may come, even tablets and everything will be used in the classroom also for sharing the knowledges. There may be a person and sharing from there to one. Now web-based training classes are already one-to-one you can have. You can be in your home and you can learn the subject. This was one example we were telling. One qualified teacher, very experienced teacher, is taking the class. All over India you can listen to him very nicely. Media, how much media can help. Best technology. Even IIT is giving now a lot of technical classes. Actually, it is available in the net. You can get it, lot of classes, technical subjects actually. Same way, other field also we can get. So the importance of media and technology and integration of this in the right proportion and where it is required, that is very important. Now today, a very happy day. I don't want to extend my speech or anything and get you bored. All of you are aware of this requirement of media and technology, and Mr. Sohan Roy is taking a lot of initiative. He has always been, wherever it is, always a creative mind he goes about. Even the film also, a very different type of what you call talents he is having it actually, definitely. And this definitely, I am sure that his new attempt by using the media and studio and integration of that with the technology definitely will go a long way. I wish him all the best. And not only that, the educators, those who have come here, I wish to sincerely congratulate from bottom of my heart those who have been selected for this wonderful evening and for the awards giving. And I hope that more educators like the ones present here today come to the forefront so that we can all spread the light of education further to our young generation, making them not just the skilled professional but respected, capable human beings. That is something should be our purpose of education. Also the moral, ethical value of things, because whatever we give to children, in addition to all these technical, etc., other things, we want society at large. Children should be useful to the community and to the society at large. So all our educators, including me, I am also a teacher. So our basic idea is that we should always try to find out or try to impart the moral and ethical ideas also along with other things, so that they become the best students, and that will be useful to the society at large. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the organizers for giving me a chance to share my experience and time with you all. I wish once again all the best to all the educators, and I also wish sincerely Mr. Sohan Roy for this his new attempt. Let us all together pray that this will definitely see the light in the proper way. May the God bless him. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shashkumar sir, for your time and wishes. Now, I would like to call upon an important dignitary among us, Mr. Harindra Nath, mentor, Talented Talent Network, onto this dais to speak a few words. Mr. Harindra Nath, a gifted professional in media and advertisement, has modeled in more than 400 advertisements and many music albums. We are very happy to welcome him officially to announce him as our ambassador for Indiewood Talent Hunt under advertisement category. Thank you for being with us, and request you to please come up and speak a few words.
Thank you. Very good evening. It's a pleasure for me to be here amongst many of my senior colleagues and distinguished people. I can say a plethora of personalities out here. Good evening once again. How important is education for us? You know, when I think about myself, when I finished my degree in hotel management, that's when a lot of my friends started telling me, why don't you attempt into films? So I was not sure how to get into film industry. So I started doing ads. I started meeting up with people, directors, including CB sir way back in 2001. So that's when but I was not a trained actor. Like what Sohan sir said initially, it's important that each of us get an opportunity to train ourselves at the grassroots level. Now, I did my training in hotel management for 3 years, and I continued attempting to modeling and acting till 2004. I knocked on every door, but I realized that I lacked something. An actor has to be not just an actor. He has to be a good dancer. He has to be a good professional. He needs to know swimming. He needs to know probably roller skatings or anything for that matter. It's important that an actor knows end to end. Few examples I can quote would be Hrithik Roshan, Surya in Tamil, Chiranjeevi's son in Telugu. All these boys are trained really well to excel in every area of acting. So I missed that. Why? Because my father was not aware that I am supposed to be given that training. So by the time I attempted it by the age of 21, it was too late. Because I couldn't get it right. I still went on and on to the maximum, knocking on the door, but unfortunately I could not be successful. So I'm not saying I'm not successful now. At that point I felt that I may not be able to go forward as a mainstream actor. So I went back to my degree in hotel management. And that's when I instantly got a job. What does it mean? It's important that our education plays a huge role the way we as individuals shape up, how our families shape up, how a state shapes up, how a village shapes up, how a city shapes up, and how a world shapes up by itself. So like how Sohan said initially, it's extremely important that each of us get into the right education stream towards excelling in that particular area, towards ensuring that the country prosper in a bigger way. Be it cinema or any other stream for that matter. In fact, just when I finished my 10th, I could hear this discussion amongst my classmates who were asking, so what do you plan to do? Are you going to be a doctor? Are you going to be an engineer? So I was wondering, man, I was not too sure. And then I had this compulsion from home, become an actor. Become a doctor. So I did my entrances in BDS. I got through BDS. I went for my MBBS. I didn't get through. So there were a lot of compulsions coming behind me. And no one was, in fact, getting guided from anyone for that matter. And I feel this is an excellent forum for going forward. If we collectively do something towards this, something towards ensuring that the younger generation gets the right direction, right guidance, I'm sure that we're going to achieve this dream in a large scale in few years down the line. Well, I represent Talantre. It's an initiative which myself and my colleagues Lynn and Ashil has taken up towards ensuring that any talent who requires to be guided in a proper channel towards achieving their stardom or achieving their dreams gets the opportunity through us, through Mr. Sohan, in terms of what Indiewood has initiated over these years. Thanks, Sohan. Thanks for giving this opportunity. And I'm extremely happy to be here in front of you once again. I would like to conclude this by saying wish you all the best.
29 states, exuberant ambition, and immeasurable talent.
Here's a new concept of Hindiwood, merging the whole Indian cinema together.
The next generation platform to stardom, Hindiwood Talent Hunt is back. With an array of new categories including short film, music album, advertisement, documentary film, children's short film, educational video, best reporter or journalist, animation character, music band, fashion show, drama, dance, DJ, dub smash, still photography, poster designing, solo instruments, online promotion, performance art, RJ Hunt and VJ Hunt. The ultimate talent stage is set to realize your dreams. For more details, visit www.indiewoodtalenthunt.com.
Your story was really inspirational, Mr. Harindranath. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. And we also have veteran filmmaker of more than 140 films in his credits in multi-languages. Yes, the one and only Sri I.V. Shashi sir is with us on this front row. Sir, I welcome you to this function. And also we have the movie director Sibi Malail sir with us. Sir, I welcome you also. Thank you so much for. Now, we have a panel discussion session where experts of the field shall discuss on the topics, methods, media and technology in facilitating learning. Before we begin the session, let us go through a short video on the educational system followed in Finland. Please play the video.
So here's what happened. Back in the day, Finland's schools sucked on the level that ours suck on. When they tested the world's kids, both Finland and us were usually about the same, somewhere down the list of nations. But Finland didn't like that. So they tried some new ideas, and in no time, Finland shot to the top of the world. Their students were number one. How did they do that? That was the one question I wanted an answer to, and I went straight to see the enemy's Minister of Education. Before I could say anything, she blurted out their top secret.
We don't have homework.
Wait, so you reduced the homework you give them at school?
Yes. They should have more time to be kids, to be youngsters, to enjoy the life.
So they have no homework. What if all they want to do is climb a tree?
They could climb a tree. Yeah, they can climb a tree, then they learn how to climb a tree. But they'll end up, while climbing the tree, probably finding out about different insects, and they can come to school next day, tell me about what they found.
Compared to the older kids, how many hours a day do the younger ones go to school?
Mondays, 3 hours. Tuesdays, 4 hours. It varies. It's 20 hours a week.
So they're, oh man. Now, does this 3 or 4 hours at school include the lunch hour?
Yes.
How are they learning anything? How are you getting anything done?
Your brain has to relax every now and then. If you just constantly work, then you stop learning. And there's no use of doing that for a longer period of time.
Finland students have the shortest school days and the shortest school years in the entire Western world. They do better by going to school less.
Here it's so student-centered that when we had to redo our playground, they have the architects come in and talk to the kids.
Will they listen to?
Yes. There are things on our playgrounds that the students really wanted.
We try to teach them to be happy person, to respect others and respect yourself.
You're concerned with their happiness?
Oh, yes.
What the hell do you teach?
I teach math.
So the math teacher says that the first thing out of your mouth of what you wanted these students to get out of school was to be happy, to have a happy life.
Yep.
And you're the math teacher.
Yep.
When do they have their time to play and socialize with their friends and grow as human beings? Because there's so much more life around than just school.
You want them to play?
I want children to play.
And that was the principle.
That was another interesting video. We are actually sharing all these videos just because a video can share a lot more than words. Now I invite onto dais Mr. Monish, CEO of Aries Estrado, who would be the moderator of the panel discussion. Mr. Monish is currently the CEO and Director of Aries Estrado Technologies Private Limited. He formed the foundation of Estrado with a group of classmates to perform IT outsourcing jobs on freelance basis. Later, in the year 2012, Monish incorporated Estrado Technologies Private Limited in Trivandrum to focus on ERP and mobile solutions. He has a vision to revolutionize the education sector with the use of information technology and sets his mission to rapidly increase the standard of education among the unprivileged youths in India. Mr. Monish, I request you to please take over the session. And here we go with the panel discussion.
Hi. Hi. Thank you for the intro. Good evening all. Welcome to the session. As Sohan sir said, all the people like Shashuma sir said, the video that that we are seeing will be in our mind. That's what we got all the videos over here. So video, media. How media? Technology. So we are going to discuss how technology and media, the methods of developing those two things are really impacting the education system or the teacher, the learning system. So I'd like to welcome Sohan Roy sir. He's, the visionary in changing the education sector into some other level where this media and technology should cooperate together. It's a higher level technology that he's in our vision. That's why this project Indiewood came into picture. I'd like to welcome you, sir, on board. Next, I would like to welcome a lady, if you say. She joined the Choice School in September 1996. She was later promoted as Vice Principal in January 2007. She took charge as Principal of the Choice School in June 2013. Yes, I welcome Sunita Satish. Please. She was the head of the team that went on student exchange programs to Broad Green International School, Liverpool, United Kingdom in 2014, and some programs were in New Jersey also, right? All right. Okay. Welcome aboard. I'd like to welcome Mr. Joseph Sebastian, sir. Yeah. So he is his career as a community development worker in Kotad, an island village near Ernakulam. Dr. Joseph Sebastian moved to be, being a lecturer, head of department, and subsequently the principal of YCISS, Satara, Maharashtra. While doing his PG itself, he has cleared the NET and completed his PhD at the age of 29. At 30, he was the youngest principal. He also set up and within 3 years made the School of Social Work at Marian College, Kuttikanam. Okay, I welcome you, sir. So now, Dr. Sebastian presently is the global head of Faisal and Shabana Foundation. As a part of foundation, he has led several new and innovative projects. PRISM project, so known as Nadaka model. Okay. Next, I would like to welcome a lady who started career with graph spanning 2 decades, that has found her, doing a programmer, trainer, quality auditor, and a profit center head at NIIT in the corporate world in Mumbai, and as a leader in her current role as Vice President, IT System and Communication at Global Public School, Kochi. I welcome Ms. Susanna Sunil, sir. Sunil ma'am, sorry. So her school has emerged as a pioneer in digital marketing initiatives in Kerala, like the introduction in transport alert system in 2012, robust communication system via SMS, email, website and social media, implantation of technologies in end computing and virtualization, and made collaborative learning a reality by training the entire school community, the students and teachers. So I'd like to start with her. Like, you implemented the end computing technologies, the robust communication system, the SMS system and everything. So what was the challenge you faced before you start introducing the system in the school? And what are the things that you got after introduction of the system?
Namaste. First of all, thank you, Sun sir, for having such an get together. Back in whatever we do at school, we go back to our motto, which is global vision and traditional values, and being student-centered or being child-centered. Why is the school made for? So school is made so the child can be happy and learn. How can a child be happy? It's only if not only the child, it's the parent and the teacher have to be connected. We assume that school is okay, kuchine vittu 10 years, you study school and you come out. That's not the way it is. If the parent does not participate in this, it is not possible for the school to go ahead. So the first thing that we did when we started school is that we were looking at means of communications. The normal means of communication is to the organizers, to parent chain calling. You have an emergency, one parent calls the other parent and so on. That was the initial stages around 10 years back. But then we said that that's not enough. That's good when you have around 60 children in school. But when you're going to grow into a larger school, you have 2,000 children around. How do we make systems which are robust, but at the same time easy to use? But how does the child learn beyond that? How do the child learn beyond school walls? So we actively we did research, and we came up with this Google for Education model. We are a model school for Google for Education. And we looked at teaching children beyond the curriculum. Now, for example, if I were to take ITS, because IT is my specialty, I would say we all know Word, Excel, PowerPoint. But today, if I were to tell you, do this in some other kind of software, many of us would fumble. So the motto at school became, take away those textbooks for Word, Excel, PowerPoint, teach the child a word processor. So whether he does in Word, or he does in Apple Macintosh, or he does in Google Sheets, he should know a word processor, he should know a spreadsheet, he should know a presentation software, and not be restricted to only this software. So you have that. Then you came across saying that we are a 21st learner, and 21st century learners, and how much ever we say that, you should not look at the gadgets, you should not this, the children are driven digitally. It's just like saying, okay, the roads are full of cars, you should not cross. That's not that. We teach the child to cross the road. So similarly, if the world is full of a digital highway, it is our responsibility as educationists to help them to cross the road, digital highway, by teaching them well. So what did we do? We said 21st century learners, there are two things that are there, collaborative learning and critical thinking. How would you address that? Online, there is all the ways. Administration.
There is a lack in the school,
That is phenomenal. I would say, now this being in the movies. I really feel that movies change the way you teach or the learn. There's a movie called as. There are many movies actually I like, but the movies are able to give you an idea, a clear-cut picture of a lot of things. You may see the movie first time for the show of it. But let's say, if I want to be an engineer, I would say a movie like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's a childish movie. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. There's a movie in that there's an engineer who is making eggs for his children, but there is a device on that, And how has that happened? He has a human pop-up from a square box. How did that happen? So I'm saying if we could bring those clippings and how would we integrate those things together, that is an important task. But when we as teacher, we look at chalkboard, we look at case studies, we look at mnemonics, we look at different media tools. But this film media is something that I think we must incorporate, and we must see how we can do things differently.
All right. Thank you. Any queries to her from your part? We'll keep it later. All right. So, Sunita ma'am. Okay. So we'll go with Sunita ma'am. Why we need this media and technology? Why we need this media and technology in education sectors?
See, I think all the videos which you showed right now. Sorry, before I proceed, good evening to all the members gathered here, and thank you, Mr. Sohan Roy, for initiating such a program, because end of the day it is only students and children and the young generation that can actually make a difference to the India that you're actually that rather all of us are aiming at. Why is media and technology important? The thing is, just as all the videos that you showed right now, you cannot stop any kind of change. Change is something that's inevitable, and the newer generation and rather everyone, the world is changing, so you can't step back and say that I'm not going to go forward and embrace technology, I'm not going to look into the latest, I'm only going to look into the traditional. Of course, traditional values are very, very important. Not that we have a different opinion on that, but what is best is a blend between the traditional and the modern, and that's exactly what we try to do in our school as well. Now, just for an example, if I tell you, I'm not a person who would say that take textbooks off, but neither am I a person who would say that do not bring an iPad or a tablet or a laptop in the classroom. Because what you have to understand is the world they're going to face tomorrow is a world where they are going to get exposure to all this. And as mentors and people who guide children, and as educators, what we need to understand is we need to prepare them for tomorrow. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. So if you look at my school, we do have tablets that we've introduced right from grade 8 classrooms. I'm not saying there are no hitches to it. Yes, the beginning year there were a couple of hitches. There are, parents who would say, there are teachers who would say, there are children who would say that there are difficulties to it. But anything for a start has its difficulty. But those are, small things which you need to find reasons for, and, you need to find solution, and finally you get over it. If you look at any other technology that we have adapted in our school, just like what the Vice Principal from Global School right now mentioned, we have looked at everything possible which would finally bring work easy and more efficient. Right from, we have implemented something called the cashless campus, where parent back home can decide what is it that the child needs to order today, and the payment is made online. Of course, the fees and other things are already online. There are, technologies like, of course, the transport app and telling you the information where your child is and what time he boarded the bus, what time he's out of the campus, where exactly the bus is located right now. Those are things which, of course, is there in most schools. But if you look at the technology aspect of it inside the classroom, what I would say that there is a big difference which the tablets which we introduced 3 years back has brought to the middle school in particular, because we decided to implement it for the middle school. And anything that is sent as additional information other than what is there in the textual content, you don't need to repeat the same textual content, of course, in that, because they do have that. What we have done is anything additional which needs to reach to the child or to the parent is sent as multiple apps which we have designed, and it reaches them. So it gives the child the time whenever the child has the right frame, an instrument to do a Google search. They were doing that as well. Now, if you ask me, as I told you, you cannot just bombard somebody with something and then say that you go and explore. Anything you start with requires enough training and the required levels of talk for the students as well as for the parents. So that's something that we have done. I wouldn't say zero misuse. You cannot have a basket of apple with all perfect apples, but I think that's where our role comes in. You know, as teachers and mentors, we play a role there by telling them what exactly has gone wrong. And when you talk to them and when you make them understand, yes, it doesn't.
Then I asked one question. Okay, you're an electrical engineer. Okay, have you ever used fuseware in your home? No, she said no. Okay, just tell me. I'll give you today. There's a requirement to tie this to fuseware. I'll give you a thin and a thick one. Which one you will choose? She is an engineering graduate, 62% marks. She said, I will use the thick wire. If I use her, the Idiki generator also will be shut off, right? So this is, individual case or something. This is what exactly happens in the industry. The first couple of years, the students passing out from the academy, after the academics, they come and create the maximum number of damage for any institution. Even I have done. So, okay. I'm not joking, it's a fact. Especially Shashima sir knows because we all started from marine engineering. So, first couple of days in my career, my seniors never slept because I was doing the night duty. The thing is, we come to the industry with a lot of confidence. We think that we know everything, and without knowing anything to the pulse of the industry, we make maximum damages. The end of the day, the employer suffers reputation loss, financial loss, time loss, lot of losses. That's why we introduced the Emory education system. It's a bridge between the industry and the academics. So what we do is we normally go to the institutions. When our interview people go, first thing is we need to get the dynamic people in the from the college, not the first rank or second rank one actually. The first, normally we go to the cricket ground where the students bunk the class and to go for the cricket. We first select the cricket captain. I'm not joking. What they need is actually from the academic, only the inferiority complex getting injected to them because basically the memory test is going on in the exams. They are dynamic, they have the potential, and somehow they get a feel that they are a failure in the exams. Okay, so they are more their confidence is in the cricket ground and other things. They show it. But we select these people. We come here. We know that if we give them a proper way of memorizing things and the practical application of those things, they are the best for the industry. So far, we trained almost 200 people in that scheme. They are the best in our sector. Almost 90% of the products we did not allow to go and work in any other institution. We absorbed them ourselves, and rest they are working in different companies. But they are the best marketing tools for us. Wherever we send these people, because from the very first day after the completion, they can work independently. That is the way we train them. After this session, there's a practical demonstration. You can go there and you will understand it. Thing is, every credit, normally by marine engineering, we require 4 years to complete. We need only 6 months. 240 credit, we finish it in 6 months. 1 credit is only 4 hours, half an hour video. In that video, because we make sure that whatever information we pass there, it goes to their brain. They will not forget it. It goes to the brain. On the screen, the best digital projection system, you use it, and there is nothing else. Normally, if you are watching it in a classroom or you watch it in a television, your angle of vision is 140 degrees. Unwanted things coming on top of the screen. Which one will brain take? Brain has to delete the 90% of the unwanted things. That's why after sleep you forget things. So we create an ambience where whatever we deliver, they understand. We give the practical applications. Whatever doubts a student can ask, we find out. We list everything as an FAQ. and the practical mistakes the earlier students made, we make them understand so that they will not repeat the same mistakes. So we are confidently sending these people to the industry. They are the best. So what I want to convey is, you need to have a system where it is not the mistake of the student for not understanding things. It is because of the system, the education system. It makes him ignorant about the thing. So not only the teachers to be replaced or trained, the entire classroom as such is we have to change it.
So you are saying a teacherless training system where student can learn from the screen and can remember and can maybe interact.
No, who
like
said you needed nowhere this, because when you are watching a movie, American is, you are understanding American, you are enjoying his movie, American is not in front of you, only his picture is there.
Correct.
It is enlarged. It is, I'm telling you, it is much better than the real person taking the class in our classroom, because in the screen we are only using his face, his lips movement and his hands movement. That's only required for the student. And every 3 seconds, 4 seconds, the shots are changing. He is not getting bored. When you are giving the training of a generator, what is happening inside the generator? You need to have the animation support. How the fuel injection happens. Everything we need to show it through the animation. Then otherwise, I learned, because in my college days, all the systems were not there. I was taught by German. Still, we took weeks and weeks to understand the marine engineering side. But here nowadays, students understand it in half an hour. They understand what is the diesel generator, how does it work. In half an hour, they understand everything.
Yeah, true. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. At last, Dr. Joseph Sebastian, sir, you saw all the videos, you heard whatever they are saying. So, what are your suggestions?
See, in any show or a match, it's never easy to come in last. Because everything that has to be spoken is already spoken, or it's on a different tangent that the already all done. Everything is over now. It's only vote of thanks left. So it's a little difficult to come as the last person to talk. However, I think I'll take a couple of steps back and then try to. Couple of things. One is, I think technology is here to stay. Nobody is going to deny it. My company and the holdings company that I belong to, which is known as KEF Holdings, we are a technology-driven company. We have a vertical called KEF Infra, which basically builds buildings. But we don't construct buildings. We manufacture buildings. Meaning that, 85% of that whole building is made in a factory. And the only assembly happens here. So the whole time taken to build a hospital or a school is almost like 50% less. So if you normally take 3 to 4 years to build something, you can do it in less the time, half the time. Life has become like that today. You don't know, probably you love to write a mail, a letter, post it and all that. Government schools, government aided schools. We as a country are not really going to go up there. So I'm really happy that, Mr. Roy has actually thought about this. And from our perspective, we are actually looking at how can we fast forward everything and take this to all the schools wherever they are, irrespective of whether they are a private school or a government school or whatnot. Because at the end of the day, it is a child. And child is the future. So if you are looking at the future, you need to look at every child of the country. You can't be looking at only, okay, fine. It's great that some of our schools are doing wonderfully well. But the idea is, if we really want to become like a Finland, where a country as a whole has, done well, then we as a country has to look at everything across. The third part I want to bring about, we need to look at it more with, I think, and I'm really happy again, the group here is, Mr. Roy and his team is actually doing a lot of R&D. See, what has happened in a particular area or in a particular country, in a particular scenario cannot be automatically extrapolated and implemented just the way it is into another scenario. Right? What is applicable in Kerala would not be applicable in Bihar or Uttarakhand or whatever, or Bhojpuri as we were being talking. You mentioned about Bhojpuri areas. It's not just possible. So you need to really do a lot of R&D and see that how do you adapt it. And I think time has come where even governments have become very fast forward. We have e-governance. We have now, everything is being online and, things becoming more transparent, and we hope that it becomes much more. So policy decisions are also getting faster being done. So earlier times, maybe when we were in school, a policy decision would take maybe 10 years, 15 years for the government to really change, which that time frame has really shrunk now. So what he was mentioning, the same thing is happening. what you had to teach in 4 years can be done in 6 months' time. Governance is changing, policy decisions are changing, and so I think it's the right time where we bring all of this together. So there's a huge synchronization that has to happen. And I would say we would lose the bus and the big opportunity if it is not, kind of extrapolated and implemented across. Otherwise, we'll again have a scenario 10 years down the line where you have a lot of haves, a few haves rather, and a lot of have-nots. So the disparity in the society will still continue. So if you really need an India, if you really need a country or a world for that matter, where we have, the aspect of development and growth across, technology, as I would say, has to be used across. And I see this as a great opportunity, and it's the right time that we're having this discussion, because right now, the government of Kerala, and I think Kerala is the best state of all the states that we have in India where we can experiment all of this. Right now, the government of Kerala is discussing in something called as Protection of Public Education Mission. So they are going on a mission mode. And it's the appropriate time where this discussion can be taken to the minister and the secretaries and the senior bureaucrats and tell them that this is possible. And I think you would have read in the papers, and most of you all might be aware, the government actually is spending a lot of money in making schools high-tech. Of course, it has to be more than what Sir mentioned, in terms of just defining them as high-tech, as smart schools. It has to really take up technology where, we can use learning outcomes become faster, so that actually children don't spend so much time in school, and they have more time probably to watch movies, play around, climb trees, jump in the waters and whatnot. So that learning time frame actually goes down. Unfortunately, what is happening also, we as a society are using technology differently. It's only improved more in doing what was done earlier. Probably now, I think, we also look at technology, SMS and emails and all. We probably send the parent also a list of homework that the child has to do over email and SMS. So you're using technology probably to make it more tough for the child. Let's do it differently. Let the child learn more. Use technology where the child learning outcomes are better, and the child has real time to become what we did old times. Climbing trees and jumping around and playing in water. Now the children don't have that space. So technology should be used. We should fast forward that so that learning can happen, and then the saved time should be used for making them a better person, a better human being. That's the way I take it.
I have a special request. Sibi sir is here. Sir, everyone sitting is here is your fan actually, and you are a good teacher, and you must have something to say to your fans. Please.
Good afternoon. Actually, during my college days, it was my dream to become a film professional, a filmmaker. And, it was, I'm telling a story before 40 years. That time, the most prominent film institution in India was FTI Pune. And my intention was to join FTI and learn filmmaking. But actually, the scenario 40 years back, middle class Malayali parents, they won't think it is a good idea to go to a film school, learn filmmaking and make it as a profession. So I didn't get that opportunity to go to FTI and learn filmmaking. But I chased my dream. I joined Navodaya Studios. I worked as an assistant director for around 5 to 6 years. Then I started my career because Navodaya was one of the most leading production houses in Kerala those days. They are the one who introduced first CinemaScope movie in Kerala, first 70mm movie in Kerala, first three-dimensional film in India. So I got that opportunity to be part of that, all those new technologies being introduced to Malayalam industry. So that was a great experience. So even though I didn't have that opportunity to go to a film institution. I learned it the practical way. And actually when my school director, Mr. Jain, is here, he approached me with the idea of starting a film institute. I was so thrilled to be a part of it because it's something which I couldn't achieve. I thought let the new generation have that opportunity to learn it not the practical way, but let them have that opportunity to go to an institution and learn it. And that's why I'm standing with him with this media school now, which knowledge here. And thank you, Sahan Roy, to acknowledge us. And thank you, India Wood.
Thank you, sir. So, is a chance for all of us to, to start our technological changes or the media changes to be incorporated in all the institutions wherever we can, and we can be a part of a change. So, thank you for all. Thank you for your suggestions and valuable comments. So, let's start. India Wood. Thank you.
There is a coffee break now. During the break, we have the theatre here. The capacity is only 40-seater. So let us split as two batch, and while one team takes the coffee, the other team can experience it. And one more thing, these home theatre concepts introduced by Intuit as part of this project. Home theatres are no more an entertainment tool. It's an supplementary educational tool, actually. Every home in future will require a home theatre to support your children. So this is what you are going to see is the mega size of a home theatre. And the cost of home theatres nowadays, you can make a home theatre even for 5 lakhs. You can make a very nice home theatre. But professional home theatres normally, even nowadays, it's 4K at most home theatres are available. Maybe 15 to 20 lakhs also. We can go for a very beautiful, the best theatre, much better than the theatres what you are experiencing here. You can have it at home. Just go and experience it. Thank you.
So we shall continue with the much awaited India Wood Educational Excellence Awards after the short break.